Hello Nargis, this is my feedback to your summary from last week. So let's begin. In the video, title, name of the speaker argues that, very good, it is crucial to follow some advice to change lives and be successful. Okay, you've tried to make it argumentative, even though the video was very descriptive, and I think you did a very good job of the first part. It is crucial to follow some advice, that's fine. He gives advice, so the argument must be that it's crucial to follow it. So that's very good. But here, to change lives and be successful, that's fine, but in what area? Change lives and be successful sounds a little bit too broad. So let's make it a bit more specific, right? What would that be? Maybe in business, it's important, it's crucial for business entrepreneurs. If you say who these people are who will follow the advice, maybe for future business entrepreneurs or something like that, to change lives and be successful, then we know that we're talking about business. Okay, the first advice was about, here you could just use a reporting verb. Bezos starts by recommending, something like that, and we use the present tense. Was is in the past. Use the present, plus you can use a reporting verb. The first advice Bezos gives is blah blah blah, right? Managing time, because a lot of people feel stressed and disappointed. So feel 1 and 2. Now, you have two ways to do that, to create a parallel structure, which would be grammatical. Either two adjectives, and that would be feel stressed and disappointed, or two nouns, which would be feel stress and disappointment. But a noun and an adjective doesn't work. So this, you need to make a parallel structure out of this to make it grammatical. So either two adjectives or two nouns, it's up to you. Parallel structure. Now, so he claims that if we devote time to ourselves, to our choices, we will more flexible. Okay, will flexible doesn't work here. Will plus adjective doesn't work. What are you trying to say? That's not grammatical. So will plus noun plus verb, right? Will, here you need a verb. We will be more flexible, or we will become more flexible, something like that, and not overscheduled. Okay, that makes sense. Now, here, a lot of people, that's not very academic. People, things, some things, all those kinds of very broad categories, they're not really precise, and academic language usually uses something more specific. So in the context of business, those people will be who? Customers, as you mentioned here, or owners or entrepreneurs, right? There's some, whatever the area is in academic language, we want to be precise about those stakeholders. In medicine, it would be patients, right? Or doctors. In business, it will be competitors, customers, consumers, business owners, entrepreneurs, right? So a lot of people sounds a little bit kind of informal. Not so much informal as it's more vague. It's too broad. Academic language is very precise. So managing time because, I don't know, just substitute that. Feel stressed and disappointed in their work. So he claims that if we devote time to ourselves, to our choices, we'll be more flexible and not over scheduled. Okay, fine. A consequence of this was the second advice. Yeah, but to say that advice is cold is kind of strange. You can call a street or a person or a mountaintop, but advice is not really cold anything. You see? Just say his second advice. Oh, following up on the first advice, Bezos, blah blah blah, right? Following up on the first point, Bezos. Oh, Bezos' second advice to future entrepreneurs is to find their own calling, right? Something like that. So cold, find your calling is like a movie. A movie can be cold something, right? Do you see what I'm saying here? So you can rephrase this a little bit. Aim to show it is important to find passion, which will our choice. Okay, I'm not sure what will our choice. Again, this is a verb, and then I don't know. I mean, will. You need another verb, don't you? Will be or will become or something. Will our choice just doesn't work. So will plus some kind of a verb. And the speaker, okay, this sentence is just too many clauses piled together with and combined into one with commas, and it just doesn't work like that. Just too many things. Grammatically, the sentence structure really doesn't work. So you really need to restructure this whole sentence. So how are you going to do that? Either use coordination, subordination, or full stops. You can split it into simpler sentences. A second advice Bezos gives to young entrepreneurs is that they need to find their calling. Semicolon. It is important to find your passion. Which will our choice? I'm not even sure what this means. Which will our choice? And the speaker argues that it needs a lot of effort. Yeah, this is very, very difficult to understand here. And it needs a lot of effort to look for that gift, which gift, and to improve. I mean, I've seen the video, I kind of understand what you're trying to say, but somebody who has not seen the video, they will have no idea what this is talking about. So this has to be made very clear, separated, because here you're combining several supporting ideas. Bezos talks about or discusses the importance of finding your calling in your career. A young entrepreneur should build their career based on their passion. That's it. Full stop. Another sentence. The speaker, or Bezos, also argues that we should not shy away from hard work. We should not be content with our own gifts, but we should work hard to improve what we have. Or something like that. You see, so it needs to be all of these supporting ideas, because you've kind of smooshed 2 or 3 together. They need to be expanded separately and maybe in a separate sentence with more clarity, because right now this is very difficult to understand. For someone who hasn't seen the video, they just won't know what's going on here. Okay. And I think separate sentences is better because these commas just don't work. The sentence structure is just not grammatical like that. You can't just put a comma and connect independent clauses in this way. Okay. Moreover, he claims that such a gift of finding your calling can help us to be resourceful. Such a gift of finding your calling. Just say that it can help us. Finding our calling can help us. You don't need such a gift of. He claims that finding our calling can help us to be resourceful. Now, if this is you and this is us, either you, your, or our, us, right? So again, there should be parallelism in the pronouns here. Is it you or is it us? I would say us. He claims that finding our calling can help us to be resourceful, especially when we work in a team. Now here, and find solutions to the problems without external support. Here, this is a fragment hanging at the end of the sentence. Again, is disconnected. This verb here just doesn't work grammatically. Where does it fit? Can help us to be resourceful and to find solutions. Is that what it is? Help us to be and to find. So if that's what you're trying to say, then you would need a to here, right? Can help us to be resourceful and to find solutions. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say. But the point is well taken. He's talking about we need to work in a team, the importance of teamwork. It's not just yourself. You need to be resourceful, but also you need to work in a team. Especially when working in a team. Now, here I'm not very sure what's going on because he claims that it should calling to be resourceful. That's fine. But then, especially when we work in a team, and then find solutions without external. So, is he saying you should work on your own or you should work in a team? It's just, I'm not sure what's going on here. This needs to be clarified. So this is a bit unclear. Again, for someone who has not read it, who has not seen the video, it will be difficult to understand what's going on here. So, are you trying to say that when we work in a team, there are other people around us, and that's when we need to try and find solutions without, what is this external support? Without help from others? I'm not very sure. You see, so you need to clarify this. In the next advice, the speaker argues that extremely useful. Again, something is missing here. That it is extremely useful, maybe, to start from small things, since they will get big anyway. Okay, start from small things. What are these small things? Since they will get big anyway. Here, this is a little bit informal. Even if that's the wording that he uses, you want to make it more precise. So it is extremely useful for a business owner, for somebody starting a company, to start small and allow the company to expand naturally, something like that. So this phrasing needs to be more precise. If we're talking about business, then make it more precise. Okay. And then, which are closer to customers? Again, you've tried to combine another supporting idea. He was talking about the importance of customers. I think that deserves a separate sentence on its own because it's a separate supporting idea, right? Finally, he maintains that with this advice, okay, everyone again is too broad, but overall, it's okay.